So today I'll be showing you how to make and install a simple hanging plant bar to increase the amount of space that you have so that you can add more plants to your collection. Hey everybody, it's Alicia from Graceful Plants, and unfortunately, the summer is coming to an end here in lovely Southwest Wisconsin. But with the end of summer, that means that all of my houseplant babies that have been living outside and on my sun porch are about to make their pilgrimage back in the house. Wah, wah, wah. And if you live in an area like me that has 4 distinct seasons, you should be used to bringing your plants from outside back inside every year. However, my plant collection has grown substantially this summer, so some of these house plants have never lived inside, so I don't have a place for them inside. So I've been trying to figure out where I'm gonna put all of my new plant babies, and I have decided that I am going to make my home office into my own personal jungle. So I fortunately work for a company that allows me to work from home. So that's awesome so I've decided to move my home office into a room in our house that has both western and southern exposures so that I can have all of my plant babies surrounding me during the day, or at least most of them. Some of them have their own places throughout my home, which they will be going back inside and going to their rightful home. So the decision, oh, now I'm not gonna be able to say it. So the decision to move my office has opened up a plethora of complications, shall we say? So the room that I'm moving my office into is currently the room where I have all of my succulent propagations, because it's pretty much the only room in our house that gets that level of light exposure. So I don't have a lot of free space in that room to put a plant stand or shelving units. So I have decided to hang all of my plants from the ceiling. Yes, John was really excited about this, let me tell you. So I went to our local Menards and just picked up a few 1-inch dowels. I got 3 6-foot dowels and then 1 4-foot dowel, I believe. So I'm gonna suspend 3 bars, possibly 4. We're not quite sure yet if the 4th bar will have enough light coming to it that it would even be worth hanging any plants from there. And if I don't use it in my craft room, I think I may use it upstairs in front of these large picture windows that we have. And I haven't hung any plants up there yet because it's John's office and I haven't invaded his personal office space yet. But it's gonna happen, whether he knows it or not. So I did decide to go with the 1-inch dowels because I am going to be hanging as much weight as possible from each one of these that the ceiling will allow me to. And these are fairly sturdy, so I'm not going to be worried about the bar possibly bowing and breaking. So these are the hooks that I got that we will be using to put into the ceiling to hang the bars from. And I'm hoping to be able to screw these right into a stud in the ceiling so that we won't have to use these drywall anchors. If there isn't a stud near where these will be hanging, we will use the drywall anchors. But when you use the drywall anchors, you're not going to be able to put as much weight on whatever it is that you're hanging because obviously there's not as much support. So all that weight is going to be distributed on this anchor here. And while you can leave these as they are, I've decided that I am going to be staining them. This is just some stain that I had left over at our house. So I'm going to be prepping these bars to stain. So I'm going to be taking just a fairly large grit sanding sponge and just sanding down the end a little bit. And since I am going to be staining these, The first step in the staining is to lightly go over these with a very fine grit sandpaper. And I just have a piece of 220 sandpaper that I got from our workshop. So my plant bars are done. I'm super excited about these guys. I've got these two over here, and then we did hang one up over here above the west facing window. And I would show you a shot of the room, but my craft room is an absolute disaster. But John went and installed these for me. I could have done them myself, but as John said, if he did it, he would know that they were installed securely. Because I get a little willy-nilly. So he hung these up for me, and I think they're going to look really nice once I get all my plants in here. And I can kind of show you down here. Like I said, my room is a disaster, so I don't really want to show you too much because it's really embarrassing. But I'm going to have a lot of my plants sitting on my craft counter over there. But yeah, I think it's going to look really nice. So yeah, what do you guys think? I am super excited about having these. It's going to make bringing my plants in for the winter a lot easier because I can just hang everything from the ceiling. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you guys installed any additional plant storage items in your house to help bring in your plants for the fall? I'm very envious of all of you that are in areas where you don't need to bring your plants in, but here in Southwest Wisconsin, it's a little too cold for those. So yeah, as always, you guys are awesome. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the little bell notification next to the subscribe button. And well, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. I'm gonna prep the pole. I'm gonna prep the pole. This is what happens when Daddy leaves you. Hank, where'd he go? Did he leave you here? How rude.